Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Moda, and today we're going to talk about Shadowlands leveling and how to do it in a quick and efficient manner. Now, this guide will include skipping cutscenes, all that sort of thing. So, if you want to get the full experience out of leveling, then I don't recommend following this to the T, but there will still be relevant information for you. All right, step one, what you're going to do: download an add-on called Azeroth Autopilot. Now, this is going to essentially give you a really quick route, which basically follows the most efficient path, and you can change it and customize it the way you want. It's got an arrow that shows you where to go. It's got all the steps of what to do within the quest. It even has notes that sort of help speed up the process so you know what to expect before arriving at the quest. It's just a very good, efficient and effective add-on for speed leveling, and particularly in Shadowlands. The reason why it is so good is because we're following such a linear path, and they've really had time to hone in and optimize on each of the steps along the way. Alright, so when you're actually in the game, ready to go, this is the spot you want to be. Somewhere around here. This is where the event will trigger for you to go into the maw. Real quick, you're going to open up Azeroth Autopilot. Now, obviously, you can change all of the settings to your liking. I like to personally have the arrow scale a little bit bigger, and as well as the quest list scale, and I put that right next to me there. Also to note, these buttons here, they're actually going to be your quest items. So if you ever need to use a quest item on a mob or something like that, you can click here and that will work. Also, the last thing I want to do to tell you, whenever you obviously enter the game and you're ready to go, just to get the main story quests only on this path, you're going to go to the Shadowlands tab, drag the dev story mode only, you drag that onto custom path, and you should be good to go. Now, error missing quest, that's only because I'm on live, but this is literally the main story quests only. Okay. The second step to preparation is obviously getting all of your consumables. Now, I'm going to leave a list for them in the description down below. This is a guide made by Mediv, a Russian high-end player. Thank you for that, because I swear he makes a guide every single X-Pack, and it's absolutely unbelievable. Now, the consumables that you're going to need are gliders first, goblin gliders. Basically, there are a few spots that you can use gliders that will save you a significant amount of time. Bear tartar hasn't been hotfixed yet either. This is one of the best leveling foods that you can get. Basically, it will heal you, as you're running in between mobs and stuff like that, so you don't have to heal up or anything if you're a clothy or whatever. Gumshoes has recently been nerfed from 420 move speed down to 300. It is important to note that it is still sort of like an instant mount. Now is what you could compare it to, as opposed to mounting up normally. Speed pots, apparently they still work in the maw. That could be hotfixed in the next 4 days. We just don't know. Also, Draft of the 10 Lions does work from 50 to 51 as well. And yeah, that's about it. That's all you're really going to need. Oh, and the last thing, movement speed gems. There are the BFA movement speed gem and the Shadowlands one combined. So there's a 3% and a 5% movement speed gem, combined 8%. And that's all you really need. It is important to keep in mind that everything in terms of the consumables and stuff that you can use are subject to being nerfed between now and Shadowlands. I know it is only 4 days, but right now it's hotfix central, and Wowhead is just churning out updates, and yeah, so keep that in mind. Now, step number 3, the route. Basically, what you're gonna do, first of all, you're gonna start in Stormwind. You pick up the quest, and basically, you will head into the maw and do about 25 to 30 minutes worth of leveling there. Once you finish the maw, you'll be heading into Bastion. This takes about an hour or so, hour and a half. These are a lot of pick up and, deliver kind of quests, a lot of clicking and, dumb stuff like that. Then you'll go to Maldraxxus. There's a lot of tedious, annoying quests here. It's a very big zone as well, so be prepared to run far distances. Then you will head back to the moor for a little bit. Again, this is tedious and kind of slows it down a little bit, but it's got to be done. Finally, or sorry, not finally, then we go into, from the moor back to Maldraxxus again, finish off that zone, then into Ardenwald, and then finally the Revendreth zone. Ardenwald takes about an hour, and Revendreth will take you sort of 50 to 70, 80 minutes, depending on whether you're Horde or Alliance. Now, if you're Alliance, basically what you're going to do is literally the main story only. This should get you all the way to 60 before the end scenario in Revendreth. If it doesn't, you can always backtrack and either grind mobs or do the side quests. So I obviously recommend the side quest. If you are Horde, when you get to Revendreth right at the end, what you're going to be doing is all the side quests in that zone, and that's why it will take you the longest. Now, as soon as you hit 60, then you can start the last sort of scenario quest that will, once you finish it, basically allow you to choose your covenant when you go back to Oribos. Now, the last thing I want to mention is that the whole experience is going to take you roughly about, depending on how fast you are, sort of 4 to 7 hours-ish, somewhere along that kind of timeline, if you're trying to go quick. And basically, the zones, Blizzard have done a really, really good job with all the zones and basically the questing experience in general. So if you're leveling for the first time, I do recommend, basically watching all the cutscenes and stuff like that and really trying to immerse yourself within the story, because it is actually really, really good. This is one of the best leveling experiences that they've ever made. I also love that they've reduced the time of the leveling. Obviously, they know it's not as much of an important factor as it used to be. But yeah, props to Blizz. Now, the last thing I want to mention as well, I will be streaming sort of my speed run. I've got a couple of friends that we're going to be doing it with on launch. If you want to watch that, feel free to follow me over at twitch.tv/MotorTV. I hope to catch you there, and I'll see you all in Shadowlands. Thanks.